Try to bluff on the lick, got his ass whacked. Heard a nigga stamp, bro, we gon' get back. 392 F-Fins in the scat. Too greedy, he slimy, really that. All black ski masks, everybody slack.
Another video. And if you don't think K-Flock's back is against the wall now, I don't know what to tell you. On top of the murder charge he's fighting, he is now fighting a racketeering indictment. In the early mornings of January 23rd, 2023, many people that were friends and associated with people from this indictment took to their social medias and posted pictures of them and heartbreak emojis to go along with it. It would be later found out that K-Flock and many others would be named in a racketeering indictment. And we're going to get right into it, going through the whole indictment and looking at the charges of some people that y'all might care about. 8 members of Bronx gangs, Seth.
They did that shit because that nigga was just about to come home. Like, I ain't gonna lie. He already was back for like 2-something years already. This would have been a year for me. He would have came home. They did that. They trying to keep him in there. That's some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie.
And third side charged with murder, racketeering, and related violent offenses. The United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York announced the unsealing today of an indictment charging Kevin Perez, aka K-Flock, aka K, aka KK, BJ Bowler, EJ, Nick, and I think that's Nick Bowler, and Sticky and Jesse with racketeering, conspiracy, and other crimes related to their membership in Southside or DOA, a street gang based in the Bronx, New York. On January 26, 2023, a superseding indictment was unsealed charging Zay Munna, aka Zay, and AP Munna with racketeering, conspiracy, and other crimes related to their membership in Third Side, a street also based in the Bronx, New York that was closely affiliated with Southside. K-Flock was also charged with the gang-related murder of Waska, who was shot to death on December 16, 2021 in the Hamilton Heights section of Upper Manhattan. K-Flock, BJ, EJ, Zay Munna, and AP Munna were further charged with multiple other violent crimes in connection with the Southside and Third Side gangs, including attempted murder and assault with a dangerous weapon arising from 7 shootings committed in the Bronx between June 2020 and February 2022. Zay Munna and AP Munna are currently in federal custody in connection with the charges obtained in the Third Side superseding indictment. BJ, Nick, and Jesse were arrested this morning in the Bronx and are expected to be presented later today before a judge. K-Flock, who was in state custody, has been transferred to federal custody and is also expected to be presented later today. Sticky and EJ are fugitives. U.S. Attorney said over a span of several years, the members of these gangs allegedly terrorized neighborhoods in the Bronx and Manhattan by killing and shooting other people. Through these charges, we will hold Southside and Third Side members responsible for plaguing our communities with gun violence. NYPD commissioners said the deadly nexus of gangs and illegal guns in New York City is a grave threat to public safety in our city. Combating this crisis is the NYPD's top priority, and today's indictments are another step forward, ridding our streets of violence and fear. According to these allegations in the Southside indictment and the Third Side superseding indictment, and statements previously made on the record in this case and related matters, from at least 2019 to 2020, members of Southside and Third Side, 2 street gangs based in the 48th precinct in the Bronx, New York, aligned with one another to terrorize their own and surrounding neighborhoods by committing indiscriminate shootings against members of rival street gangs. Members of the gangs also promoted the gangs and gun violence on social media and through music they created and promoted, which referenced real acts of violence. For years, Southside and Third Side engaged in disputes with rival crews in the Bronx and in Manhattan, which resulted in numerous acts of violence, including the following. And then this is where they would name off all the crimes that are part of this indictment. The first one being K-Flock allegedly, they don't have allegedly there, murdered Waska in broad daylight in Manhattan on January 16, 2021. And then you got K-Flock, AP Munna, and Zay Munna allegedly shot at rival gang members on June 20th, 2020. Nick Bowler allegedly shot at a rival gang member on June 26, 2020. And then AP Munna allegedly shot at rival gang members on July 7th, 2020 and July 16th, 2020. 2 separate occasions. And then Zay Munna allegedly shot at a rival gang member on December 13th, 2020. And then another one, K-Flock, a BJ, allegedly shot at rival gang members on November 10th, 2021. And finally, BJ allegedly shot at a rival gang member and hit an innocent bystander on February 10th, 2022. And just to wake y'all up if y'all fell asleep from my reading, the people y'all care about, the rappers, K-Flock, he had 2 separate attempt murders allegedly on this list on top of the murder charge that he is facing right now. And Zay Munna also has 2 attempt murders allegedly allegedly as well. And now let's get into the charges K-Flock is facing. He's the youngest on this indictment at 19 years old. He got racketeering, conspiracy, murder in the aid of racketeering, use of a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering, use of a firearm for attempted murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon. He's facing minimum and maximum penalties. If he's found guilty, is mandatory life in prison or death. Munna, he's facing almost the same exact charges. You got transportation and receipt of a firearm while under felony indictment.
All these niggas is like our age, like we all like 18, 19 for me. Like these niggas is facing charges for real. Like this shit crazy.
Minimum and maximum penalties is maximum of life in prison, mandatory minimum 20 years to run consecutive to any other sentence. Munna has been locked up almost a year now in the feds. And then Sticky, 32 years old, wasn't named in any shootings whatsoever, but was somehow named this indictment. And the charges he's facing is racketeering, conspiracy, possession of a firearm after a felony conviction. The minimum and maximum penalties, if he is found guilty of this, maximum of 30 years in prison. And this is very sad to see that K-Flock, Munna's been locked up. He's been in the feds for almost a year. K-Flock's been locked up for more than a year on a murder charge. And now they're both fighting indictment together. And this is a lot different from other indictments where there was 10 to 20 people on that indictment. There's only 8 on this indictment. That means the state is going to try so hard to lock up these 8 people and give them the maximum because they feel like they're the biggest threat to their neighborhoods in the Bronx. Very sad to see. I'm wishing the best for everybody. So much talent.
I seen this vid though. Free K-Flock for me. Hopefully he find a way to beat these charges and shit for me. Like my Instagram, go to my Instagram DiorJew, my Snap, YBWJew on my Onlyfans free subscription at DiorJew. Like this vid, comment section. I'm gonna see y'all next vid.